We are very happy joined as we're back at halftime of this City League Men's Championship game by a couple of folks that, if you're radio listeners, that need no introduction. This would be Dan Dakich, and her full radio name is the lovely Leigh Dakich, joining us now as they are here in conjunction with the Indiana Sports Corp, because in between games, there were gifts of bicycles given away to some youths here that are a part of this fitness on a regular basis. Guys, it is good to see you. How are we doing?
Rake, it's great to have us. I got to tell you, it's great to have us. Thanks for having us,
You're welcome.
Rake. I've been on TV before. I swear I'm not nervous. Rake, this is what we wanted to do when Leigh and I, actually Leigh started Dakich Cycles for the city. We wanted to give away bikes, but we wanted people in Indy to start their own. And Austin Taylor here, who's running this deal, he raised $2,000, $3,000?
$3,000. Yeah, to raise bikes for the kids of this center, right?
Yeah.
The kids that come here after school. And that's what we wanted. We want to be able to help the kids right here in Indianapolis, in our own city. So it's awesome.
How many bikes have you guys given away at this point? Do you have an accurate count?
We did, and then the Sports Corp got into it. It blew up, probably 300. And our goal is 300 this year. Probably more than 300 by now, right?
No, yeah, we've given away more than 300 so far. We've been doing this for 3 years. This is the third year. But since Indiana Sports Corp came in, it's been crazy. Like super easy now to get bikes, because we have him talking about it on the radio. We have everybody donating, and then Indiana Sports Corp does the rest. They just work with Dick's Sporting Goods and do the rest.
Dan, you've been great about getting involved in charities forever, but especially since your days began at 1070 13 years ago. Specifically this effort to put bikes in the hands of kids that need them. Why is this important to you?
Well, it's funny. Leigh and I were driving down the street downtown, and we saw two kids on bikes, one kid running, and we started just talking about like bikes and what bikes did for us as kids, man. We got out of the house, got to go in Gary, Indiana to Junedale Little League. Got to go to, 45th Avenue Bakery or whatever the heck it was. So, and we had the same kind of story. And so I said, the heck with it. I'm gonna talk about it on my show. So probably for the first year and a half, we literally would say on my show, hey, give me a story of a kid. It would start out with teachers. They would say, hey, I've got this kid. First kid was their house burned down. They were living in a hotel. They lost all their stuff. So this teacher reached out, and Leigh went and bought 3 bikes for this family. And, we started advertising, started talking about it, Rake, on Twitter and everything else. But we just think bikes are freedom for kids. And Leigh and I had great experiences, as most people had as kids. So
you are familiar with the concept of pros playing for a little extra cash during the course of the summer with your many years of TBT. Your thoughts on what you're seeing here tonight?
Hey, this is freaking great. We were going to do stay for a couple minutes and leave, right? But we're watching, and when you sit here, man, these dudes, I think these guys, I said to Leigh, I think these guys would play if there was no money on the line. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. The intensity, up and down the court, every possession, it's much more than the money. And Austin Taylor's done a good job of bringing the community aspect behind it. How important has it been for Indianapolis to have this in the summertime, to see this good basketball up close and personal?
This needs to be more. I was talking about it. We're going to do everything. I'm going to do, Lee's going to do, and Brad's going to do, who's put up money. I'm going to do everything I can to promote this. But we were talking about, tell me what you think about this. Like, a couple of people we got to move this to Hinkle. No, you got to keep this field here, because a dude 3 people down from me is up talking smack to these guys. And to me, that's what summer basketball is. When you think about the Rucker League, the Sunny Hill League in Philly, the Dust Bowl, it used to be around here and in Anderson. That's what, when I played, it was we had a place in Gary called the Spectrum, which they painted, if you remember the old Spectrum, it was painted. And man, it was like, you had to talk better than you played. And so I'm like, hey, Hinkle would be great, but it'd be too spread out. This is what summer hoops should be in a city, in my opinion.
All right, so best way for people to find out more information, to get involved with Dakich Cycles for the city. What's the best way to go about it?
Online, www.indianasportscorp.com/Dakich Cycles.
Very cool.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Indianasportscorp.org.
Indianasportscorp.org/Dakich Cycles, and there's a link, and all the money goes to it. We don't want a dime. We don't take a dime.
Yep.
And what we do, we're going to have a big giveaway after Labor Day, and then we do a really big one at Christmas. And it's just a matter of how many donations we can get and how many bikes, and our goal is 300. And with this 12, I think we're at 100, but we're going to get to 300 this year. We've had Kelly Clarkson give. A friend of mine just gave $5,000. Like, holy cow. I wish I had the money to give $5,000. He does, I don't, so good for him.
Always great to see you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so
Thanks
much.
for everything you guys
Dan
do.
and Leigh Dakich joining us. Take this quick timeout. Second half comes your way next. Tied at 28, City League Championship on the ISC Sports Network.